Good day, YouTubers and TikTokers. Okay, so I did some research on marriage, and here are 13 facts you didn't know, or will be surprising to you. 13 facts about marriage that will be surprising to you. Number one, marriage was about arranging alliances, and marriage is a truly ancient institution that predates recorded history, but early marriage was seen as a strategic alliance between families, with the youngsters often having no say in the matter. In some cultures, parents even married one child to the spirit of a deceased child in order to strengthen family bonds. Okay, two, family ties. Keeping alliances within the family was also quite common. In the Bible, the forefathers Isaac and Jacob married cousins, and Abram married his half sister. Cousin marriages remain common throughout the world, particularly in the Middle East. In fact, it was estimated that the majority of all marriages throughout the history were between first and second cousins. And then polygamy was preferred. Monogamy may seem central to the marriage now, but in fact, polygamy was common throughout history. From Japheth to King David and Solomon, biblical men often had anywhere from 2 to thousands of wives. Of course, in a few cultures, one woman married multiple men, and there have even been some rare instances of group marriages. So basically, you had an orgy marriage in their days. Babies was optional. In many early cultures, men could dissolve a marriage or take another woman if a woman was infertile. However, the early Christian church was a trailblazer in arguing that marriage was not contingent on producing offspring. The early Christian church held the position that if you can procreate, you must not refuse to procreate. But they always took the position that they would annul a marriage if a man could not have sex with his wife, but not if they could not conceive. So if you said no to your man in those days, he could annul the marriage and give you back to your parents. But if you couldn't have babies, he wasn't actually allowed by the church to annul the marriage. And monogamy is established. Monogamy became the guiding principle for Western marriages sometime during the 6th and 9th century. There was a protracted battle between the Catholic Church and the old nobility and kings who wanted to take second wives. The church eventually prevailed, with monogamy becoming central to the notion of marriage by the 9th century. And monogamy light. And still, monogamous marriages was very different from the modern conception of mutual fidelity. Though marriage was legally or sacramentally recognized between just one man and one woman until the 19th century, men had wide latitude to engage in extramarital affairs. Any children resulting from these tryouts, however, would be illegitimate, with no claim to the man's inheritance. Men's promiscuity was quite protected by the dual laws of legal monogamy, but tolerance, basically enabling of informal promiscuity. Women caught stepping out, by contrast, faced severe risk and censure. So the men could have extramarital affairs and basically go sleep with any woman they want, but the women were not allowed. That was throughout history. And in state or church, marriages in the West were originally contracts between the families of two partners, with the Catholic Church and the state staying out of it. In 1215, the Catholic Church decreed that partners had to publicly post bans or notices of an impending marriage in a local parish to cut down on the frequency of invalid marriages. The church elaborated that requirement in the 1980s. So that law was a long time in place. So anyway, still until the 1500s, the church accepted the couple's word that they had exchanged marriage vows with no witnesses or corroborating evidence needed. So you could in those days just say you were married, and that was it. No expensive wedding, nothing. Civil marriage. In the last several hundred years, the state has played a greater role in marriage. For instance, Massachusetts began requiring marriage licenses in 1639, and by the 19th century, marriage licenses were common in the United States. Number 9, love matches. By about 250 years ago, the notion of love matches gained traction, meaning marriage was based on love and possibly sexual desire. But mutual attraction in marriage wasn't important until about a century ago. In fact, in Victorian England, many held that women didn't have strong sexual urges at all. Boy, are they wrong, huh? But anyway, number 10, market economics. Around the world, family arranged alliances have gradually given way to love matches, and the transition from an agricultural to a market economy plays a big role in that transition. Parents historically controlled access to inheritance of agricultural land. But with the spread of a market economy, it's less important for people to have permission of their parents to wait to give them inheritance or to work on their parents' land. So it's more possible for young people to say, heck, I'm going to marry who I want. That is how they forced their children to marry the people that they wanted them to marry. And in modern markets also allow women to play a greater economic role, which lead to their greater independence, and the expansion of democracy with its emphasis on liberty and individual choice may have also stacked the deck for love matches. Okay, number 11, different spheres. Still, marriage wasn't about equality until about 50 years ago. At that time, women and men had unique rights and responsibilities within marriage. For instance, in the United States, marital rape was legal in many states until the 1970s. And women often could not open credit cards in their own names. Women were entitled to support from their husbands, financial support from their husbands, but didn't have the right to decide on the distribution of community property. And if a wife was injured or killed, a man could sue the responsible party for depriving him of services around the home, whereas women didn't have the same option. Okay, number 12, partnership of equals. By about 50 years ago, the notion that men and women had identical obligations within marriage began to take root. Instead of being about unique gender-based roles, most partners conceived of their unions in terms of flexible divisions of labor, companionship, and mutual sexual attraction. And then, lastly, gay marriages gains ground. Changes in straight marriage paved all the way for gay marriage. Once marriage was not legally based on complementary gender-based roles, gay marriages seemed like a logical next step. One of the reasons for the stunningly rapidly increase in acceptance of same-sex marriages is because heterosexuals have completely changed their notion of marriage is between a man and a woman. We now believe it's based on love, mutual sexual attraction, equality, and the flexible division of labor. So, that's 13 facts about marriage you didn't know. Interesting subject if you go into the history and certain facts about marriage. And it's clearly not, it was not so romantic like people would like you to believe. actually women were very much oppressed by marriage and forced into relationships and uh, sex and having children by those beliefs and regulations about marriage. This is the bat signing out.